Well, hello, this is UOAbigail, and I would like to welcome you to our 6th episode of New Avalon using Etho's modpack. And you can see here, I've begun carving out the interior of our base, at least beginning to anyways. We're eventually going to line these walls with stuff, carve additional tunnels and such. Also, I went ahead and built a new capacitor bank. We now have 10 million RF worth of capacity here. And I've also set up a little bit of semi-automation with the sag mill and the alloy smelter here, so that this way I can just drop off whatever materials I want to smelt and they automatically get put into this chest over here. And most importantly, I have begun improving our ship. Yes, our Archimedes ship. The reason I'm doing this is because we need to expand our room here in order to be able to set up all of our power generations for when we set up our quarry. And I now have the capacity to set up the quarry on both sides. And since I bumped it up by one, I had to move the top layer of these floaters up by additional one from this level to this level, because the frame of the quarry would literally take them out. So yeah, I've got it set up on both sides so that this way I can continue expanding as I acquire more wool and make more floaters, or more air balloons rather. Yeah, floaters are underneath. Well, anyway, yeah, and I still need to make one more dynamo for this here, but now this is a semi-permanent setup now, so this way all I have to do is just set the quarry here, set the power up, the power generation over here, running into the quarry, and we'll be ready to go. So I am going to start the day, I believe, by collecting our capacitors over here and our Stirling generators, and we're going to go on a quick mining trip, because we need materials to send through the chemical decomposer. We've got some materials here, but yeah, we need more. Plus, we also still need more diorite, and I've been unlucky so far in locating any, at least in this dig here and the couple times that I've been out, without actually going out and rooting around in the ground down there, which I may wind up eventually having to do in order to get the diorite. Although, like I said, this diorite will not be, maybe staying, I don't know, but for now it contrasts well with the abyssal blocks here, so we're going to keep it for the time being. Anyway, let's get ready to head out. So I'll go find a place to set up the quarry, and we will get started. Alrighty, we are at our location. You can see our minechem base is located roughly in the center of the map right here, and we've traveled kind of diagonally down to here to a high prairie area. The terrain goes up to about Y120, so we'll be able to mine quite a few blocks. So let's go ahead and that's right, our quarry's over here. I moved things around. So we will set up our quarry right on top of this hopper. Now, the reason that I have the hopper there is because whenever I mine it, the hopper's going to immediately pick up the quarry and it's not going to go flying over the edge, which is one of the concerns that I had with the other setup. The next thing we were going to do is we were going to grab our water bucket, and we're going to need energy conduit and our charcoal blocks. So we'll go ahead and set up our capacitor bank right next to it here, and we currently have the capacitor bank set to not emit energy at this time, so we're going to turn that on here in a minute. For now, we're going to add our Stirling generators. I have two more. Oops. And we'll go ahead and set them up. If we don't lag real bad. Well, I technically could set them up on top, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. Let's go ahead and set them up here and here, and we'll just connect them up with this energy conduit. So we should be pretty well good to go. Let's go ahead and see. We got 4, so we've got enough for 10 charcoal blocks in each. We'll have to make some more charcoal here pretty soon. And output mode, start. And it is not working that way. Alright, we may need to actually, or do we have it not configured? It's set to input. Output, there we go. And apparently I cannot put torches there, so I have to move the torches to there. And that one's already there. Alright, excellent. So that means we got to move this one. And we don't have one there. It's right there. Okay, excellent. So, this thing is working. And we are going to need to actually shut this off temporarily now, because we need to add our water bucket. This way, if it runs into lava, we do not wind up having it shut down. So, that is now set. We'll go ahead and turn this back on, and we will let this run. Well, I just learned something new. The hopper is actually picking up some of the items, so it's actually feeding into this chest down here, which means that we don't have to monitor up here quite as much while it's running fast like it is. Good news. Alrighty, well, the capacitor bank here has drained completely, and we are still, I can't really tell if we're anywhere near the bottom of the down near bedrock or anything like that. But I'm sitting here thinking, I would like to be able to eventually have like a remote fueling station where I can like pull up to it and like hit a button and it automatically recharges the capacitor banks here. And that got me to wondering, because I can't leave anything permanently sticking out to pull up against, because the moment I disassemble the ship and try to reassemble the ship, it's going to take all the blocks that are connected via that pipe and try to make it part of the ship. So what I got to thinking about was, I wonder if these energy cells can be pushed by pistons and pulled by pistons. If that is possible, I could actually pull up to a place and I could have like some redstone energy cells which hold between 10 and 20 million. I don't remember what it is in this mod pack, but it used to be 10 million, but then they updated it to 20 million. So if it's 20 million, that would be cool. But in any case, if they can be pushed by a piston, I could actually pull up, park, disassemble, hit a button, and then the energy cells would be pushed up against the capacitor banks and set to discharge into the capacitor banks. And then I could fuel up. Whenever I'm done, hit the button again, have them retract, fully charged, assemble the ship, and travel on. And then meanwhile, they would then begin to recharge over here for my return trip. So yeah, that's something I might see if I can accomplish. Alrighty, the quarry has finished, and we've used up all but 2, 4, 5, 6 of the blocks of coal, plus an additional 4 that are currently burning. It's charging the capacitor bank back up right now with what's left, and that means we've used a total of 32 blocks of coal to run this quarry down to bedrock. Now, what did we get out of it? I went ahead and transferred all the items over here. We got quite a bit of compressed cobble, and in fact we still have some over here that I was working on. We also got several actual ores as resources, and some of these as shards, and miscellaneous blocks, and we got diorite. Yes. The reason it took so long is because we ran into a huge flow of lava, and it wound up having to mine up almost 3.5 stacks of obsidian. So yeah. But if you count the approximately 10 blocks of coal that would make, we used up about 22 to 25 blocks of coal, including mining the obsidian. So that is with double layer capacitors. Now if we had the octatic capacitors, that would be half that number of blocks, so assume 13 blocks of coal. And then if we made coal coke blocks instead of just coal, it would be half of that again, so it would be about 7, maybe 8 blocks of coal coke would actually have run this. So I'm thinking it may be a good idea to go ahead and build us some coal coke ovens. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let this run at least until these blocks worth of energy have left, been burned up. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the quarry right now, because we are done with it. And the quarry will be in here. Pick it up, throw it in this chest, and as soon as these are done, I'll go ahead and pick up the water, and then we can get out of here. And we are back. I'm going to test something, because the moment I hopped up here, this reconnected automatically, and I want to see if I can just leave these here and have them actually charge this. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in a piece of coal real quick, just into one of them, and see what happens. So if I'll do this one over here. Oh, that is excellent. I'm not even going to have to move these. Alright, well anyway, I've got to unload this stuff, and we will see what happens next. Alrighty, we've got that thing cleared out now. We've moved all the resources that we gathered from there over into here, and we cleared up this area here now. I went ahead and moved all these chests back over into here, and I have our mechanism bins set up with some of the blocks that we get while out mining or quarrying or whatever. I went ahead and tried to sort things out a little bit. You can see we've got a bunch of scrap that we've been making over here. I'm saving it up until I get a full stack, 64 in 9 slots, so I can make 64 scrap box and go through them all at once. You can see I went ahead and transferred all of our chemicals over to here, and I'm getting ready to work on these pumpkins here that I brought from our original home, because we need to manufacture some coal. And yeah, we can manufacture quite a bit of coal from these pumpkins. So we'll go ahead and let those decompose or decompose, and whenever we get enough of the carbon built up, we can go ahead and instead of making carbon nanotubes, we can go ahead and clear that out, and we can make coal. Or if we wanted, we could make charcoal. But we want to make the coal because we want to make coal coke using the coke ovens that we are getting ready to build. Now, in order to build those, we're going to need to grind up some of the cobble that we gathered, and I have, where are they? Here we go. I have some bricks. We're going to need to either make some more bricks by getting some more clay, or we're going to have to manufacture some clay, one way or the other. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and start as soon as we are done here. Yeah, we've got 1 stack of the compressed cobblestone. We'll go ahead and make 9, and we're just going to throw 1 stack up in here. But before we do that, we've got to set this to no longer automatically feed, otherwise we'll be making quite clear glass. So we're going to disable the transfer, and then we're just going to make sand. So I'm going to go ahead and let that run and make a bunch of sand, and then we'll make some coal bricks, some coke oven bricks, and then we will find a place to put them. And I'm thinking what we might do is we might just go ahead and dig out an area back here and like fit them in along the walls. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and do that just for now anyways. We can always move them later if they don't fit in our theme. But one other thing we are going to need to do, I'm going to go ahead and throw these in here real quick. One other thing we're going to need to do is we're going to start working on, the roofing for this, because yeah, we're not lighting this up there, and we could have a creeper drop in on us uninvited and blow us up, or blow up our experiments, our chemical decomposer, and etc. So we're going to go ahead and do that as well. Now, as far as the block choice, yeah, I'm thinking about just using this for the outside, not for the inside. For the inside, we want to use something, like maybe laboratory blocks. If I remember right, the laboratory blocks require the, where is it? This here nether quartz. So we're gonna see about doing some of that. We'll grab out a stack of this and see if we can make us some laboratory blocks real quick. Now, if I remember right, it's just a little simple, and it makes our laboratory blocks. So we'll go ahead and start with those, and we'll just leave those in there in case we need some more. Now, our ceiling height. I want our ceilings to be level with this right here so that we can see the black stripe around the top. And, we'll eventually dig this out as well and continue this huge circle. And then we'll continue that huge circle as well as part of our base. But most of that will be underground. Just the outer edges of it will become this huge tower up there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start placing these in to try to block things. I'm going to have to get up top there instead of having to jump up there every minute. Anyway, I'll go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, on second thought, we're going to go ahead and make this methacrylate again, because I did the math, and the burn time for just using, what is it, CH3 to the third, so that's 3 carbons and then 2 carbons. So for 5 carbon, we can get 5,700 burn time. And a coal coke, a brick of it, is 9 times 8 is 72 carbon, and only produces 32,000. So we can get far more burn time out of this. So we're going to go ahead and make a stack of that right now. And then we'll go ahead and throw this in here. And then we'll see if we've got enough here. I believe we do, to make another group of it. So the procedure is 1 stack of that. Oops. And 3 stacks of that. So 1 stack of carbon, 3 stacks of hydrogen. So we need another 1, 1, 2, and 3, and then another 1, 1, 2, and 3 to make the methyl ions. Then we stuff those back in there, clear this out. 3 of the methyl ions, 2 carbons, and we need 2 oxygen, which I should have. There's a stack. I'll eventually have this stuff sorted out, and there's a stack. So we'll throw these in here, 2 of those, and then we get another stack of this, the methacrylate. And so we can go ahead and again place these in here. So the rest of this I'm going to go ahead and leave back in here, and we can mess with later. This will give us enough burn time on these furnaces here, or these Stirling generators, to keep this powered up for a while, unless we're like heavily using the alloy smelter and the sag mill. Which, speaking of which, we need to make some more sand, because we are going to go ahead and make some coal coke as well, because that's just another, it's a larger burn time per stack than a stack of that methacrylate. And did it get dark? Sure did. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and rest. Don't want no nasties dropping in on us while we're working. We ran out of the nether crystals, or nether quartz rather, so we're going to have to manufacture some more of those as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and grab a stack of this cobble and throw this back in here and get it grinding up again. And while we're doing that, we need to find, if I remember right, it was the Certus quartz that makes, Yeah, so we'll just grind up 32 or decompose 32 Certus quartz crystals to make nether quartz. So we'll throw these in here and see what we get out of them. Carbon and aluminum phosphate. And I believe it's the aluminum phosphate itself that makes the nether quartz. And the nether quartz to manufacture it. Silicon dioxide and gallium arsenide. Oh, I was wrong. What did I get out of these? Aluminum this is for making glowstone. Okay, my bad. I'll have to research this again real quick. I had it written down somewhere and I forgot where it was. So 1 minute. I completely forgot. Granite. Also andesite. Apparently have these chances. So let's see what happens. Gallium arsenide right there. Alright, good enough. So yeah, we'll go ahead and decompose a couple stacks of this granite that we're not using. And then we'll use that, the gallium arsenide, along with the silicon dioxide to make our quartz. Eventually I'll have this all set up for automatic. This way I don't have to sit there and look it up each time. But yeah, there we go. A stack of nether quartz once we get the energy. Oh, we got all 64 of them. Okay, what the... No recipe. Alright, well, whatever. We got our 64. That's all that matters. So we can go ahead and make some more of these laboratory blocks and try to fill this in over here anyways. Be right back. Alrighty, the inside of our laboratory is starting to take shape. We have a roof pretty well on most of it. I've still got a little bit of space over there, but as long as we've got these trees blocking right now, I don't have to worry too much about it. Eventually we'll replace this grass floor with something a little more appropriate. But I think we've done enough right now on this. I will be installing some ceiling lighting and breaking up the pattern here, because this is pretty much, if you look at it from above, it's just a solid sheet of white. And yeah, that's not exactly what we want, but this does work for now. And you know, it's got kind of the laboratory feel to it. We'll break it up with additional textures and such at a later date, also with interior walls and machines and experiments and stuff like that. The next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go ahead and start clearing out some space for those coal coke ovens, and we're going to need to make an industrial pumpkin farm, since pumpkins are what we're going to be using mainly as the fuel for this base. So yeah, we're going to work on that as well. Actually, on second thought, I just got through checking the time on the video, and it looks like we are approaching the end of the time for this video. So yeah, we'll go ahead and save that for the next episode. I do want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, this is UOAbigail saying, have a great day.